So what did I learn in the first 5 days of owning the M1 MacBook Air? Let's talk about it. Welcome back to my channel. So what I did is I went ahead and I bought the brand new M1 MacBook Air, and this is the base model, 256 gig, or 256 gigabyte hard drive, SSD, 8 gigs of RAM. And I had a 2020 MacBook Pro, which is the i5 model, so it wasn't the M1 model. And watch some of my prior videos. I had a lot of different videos on that one. What I wanted to do though is I wanted to test this. I'm a little bit late to the show, being a smaller channel. I can't afford the cutting edge, buying it the first week or whatever. So I finally got around to buying one. And my first impressions of it are, as far as build quality and everything else, is typical of Apple, very good. Obviously, this has only got the 2 ports on one side. It's the base model. So with that said, though, what I want to do in this video, let me set up the video for you. I'm going to do a bunch of videos in the future. I'm going to be doing video editing tests of this against iMacs behind me and some other systems. But right now, today, I just want to show you my initial impressions. And basically, beyond the initial impressions, like what are the speed of the disk? I'm going to show you a benchmark on that, show you how fast applications load up. I'm going to go ahead and show you my battery real-time usage and show you how much usage I'm getting on this in real time on the MacBook Air. So we'll get into that. I'm going to do a screen share. Before I get into that, I have a question. So I bring this home. I go to my local Best Buy, pick this up, and I open up the box, and there's this extremely, incredible smell. It's making my eyes water. It's like a chemical mold type smell. And at first I was going to return it right away, but then I tracked it down to actually being the cord on the power unit, not this thing here, but the actual cord, the USB-C cord. It's kind of sticky and it's got like a very, very strong chemical smell. It makes your eyes water. I had to actually remove it from my room. It was so strong. Let me know if anyone else has had that in the past. Has anyone else had that problem of it being so smelly, the cord? I'm going to try to return the cord at least and try to get a new one. If they don't do that, I might get a new system altogether because it's that bad. So let me know what you think. Beyond that, though, let's get into this. I wanted us to go ahead and do initial, hey, I bought this kind of video, and some stats, which I'm going to do here in a second. So stay tuned for those. Let's get into it. And then I'll wrap it up at the end, just showing you my final, first 5 days of having this. What are my impressions of it? Short review because I haven't had it long enough, but I just want to show you my initial, am I happy with it right now? All right, so for the first test, let's go ahead and let's try to see how fast the hard drive is here. So this is going to be the first test. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pull up in Blackmagic. And of course, I've used this many times in the past. This is going to measure the speed of the disk. So how fast is just a random test on the MacBook Air M1? Let's go ahead and grab those numbers right now. I'm guessing it's going to be really, really fast. So let's go ahead. Here we go. So it's about 2227 on the writes and then about 2694 on the reads. Let's do it one more time. So it's up to about 2222 on the writes and then about 2870, 2880 on the reads. So you can see it's really, really fast on the reads and writes. Pretty impressive. So let's move on to the next test. All right, so let's test this out. So I actually had charged my battery to 100%. I have kind of heavy usage. I do a lot of video watching and stuff like that on YouTube. Some, a little bit of video editing. But let's go ahead and go up to system preferences and let's look at the battery right now. So if we open this up, we can see here, I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me pull it in the middle of the screen. Let's go to the last 10 days here. So far on screen time, when I had charged it, I charged it actually, this does not count Friday. So this is about an hour here. So this is about an hour and 20 minutes, an hour and a half, and about a little over an hour. So that's about 1, 2, 3. So I've had about 4 hours of screen time on right now on this current charge. So about 4 hours. And you can see that the battery is about 55% up here. See, 55%. So, if I extrapolate that, it's going to be between that 8 and 9 hours. That's the kind of the time I've been getting on this all the time. And again, it depends what you're doing. You're going to get a little bit more than that if you actually just do if you're using Pages or you're browsing the web. But if you're watching YouTube videos and doing stuff that's more heavy, 55% at about 4 hours in, a little over 4 hours in, somewhere in that range. It's going to put you about 8 to 9 hours total. So I wanted to let people know that's what you're getting with the M1 Air. It's not 17 hours. All right, this next test is not going to be quantifiable. I can't give you numbers and stuff. Just watch, though. The snappiness effect. Like if I go down to my apps down here and I want to hit Safari, I'm going to hit it in 1, 2, 3. and you can see less than a second an app will come up. Literally less than a second. I mean, if you bring up, just it depends on your internet, but even just loading websites and stuff like that, super fast, right? So, as far as just loading applications, it's very, very fast. Let me go ahead and just shut this down, and then we'll go to the next one. Just want to show you, you obviously, if you own a Mac, you kind of know your response time. Like, for instance, here's iMovie 1, not even 1, and it'll open up. Obviously, I don't have a lot of stuff loaded in here yet, so you can't really do a super fair comparison. But just opening up any app, Pages, look at that. There's not even a bounce. You don't get any bounces down here. When you open up any type of application, just like close it down, open it up, there's not even a single bounce and everything opens. And that's not typical of even some of the higher end Macs will bounce once or twice on Final Cut Pro and stuff. So I just wanted to show people, like, whatever you're doing down here, whenever you click on an app, it's just super, super responsive, fast. And so benchmarks are one thing, but the actual snappiness of the site, like if I go to Hot Corners down here, everything loads very quickly, all my apps. I've tried, you name it. Anything that is, that you use on a daily basis is going to be lightning quick. So just wanted to tell people that that's kind of the unquantifiable test, but just wanted to show you how snappy things are on this. And then finally, the webcam, let's just go ahead. It got improved a little bit for this year. So if I go down and let's say I go into here and I just want to go ahead and let's just see if we can find Photo Booth. Click on it. It's going to take a second, but you can see there I am. So basically, you can see it's a lot clearer than it was in the past. It's going to be, noticeably clearer than it was on the prior version of this, but it's still 720. But my room's not even that light right now, but you can see the lightness level and stuff. So far, this has worked really, really well. So the webcam is definitely improved. It's not perfect by any stretch, but it's definitely improved. All right, and just in case people are wondering, when you do get the Mac that comes in with the 256, I actually have about 2 gigabytes I've used so far of my own data. So you're about 215, 217, somewhere in that range. That's going to be what you're going to get usable when you get the device on a 256 after the OS is loaded. So it's only about 215 gigabytes. Now you can obviously run off externals, and I'm going to have a bunch of videos on that. I just wanted to show you what you get out of the box. All right, so what do you think? Not too bad, right? So overall, the system performs very good. I've noticed things being a little bit more snappy than the other system. Just opening up applications, and especially the native apps, obviously doesn't have to go through Rosetta to translate it. I've also noticed that the battery is lasting a very long time. Like I said, with real use, there's no way you're going to get, with video or watching videos and everything, you're not going to get 17 hours. You're going to get maybe 8 or 9 at the tops, but still more than most laptops where you're getting maybe 4 or 5. So that's very good. Speed of the disk, you can see there, very, very fast. And 20-something 100 megabytes per second. So very, very fast system. Overall, though, for the price, the $879, it's an incredible deal that I got it for. And this might even go down even more. So the question is, we'll do some videos on this, but should you be picking this up right now when we know that maybe the colorful ones are coming out soon? We'll find out. I do think that this is such a good value right now for the money, especially if you can get another discount on top of it, like you have a gift card, or they're giving another $50 off if you do something. You can get this down to maybe $800. It's a really good deal just because of the screen that's built in everything else with it. So overall, like I said, if you're thinking about getting it after my 5-day impression, I'll do another video later. Is thumbs up. Have no complaints versus the i5 MacBook Pro 2020. This holds its own against it, and it's a little bit lighter. It's not as bright as a screen, but it's overall a very good system, and it doesn't have the touch bar and stuff. Just keep that in mind. So anyways, without further ado, let's end the video. And I just wanted to say, if you guys can help me out by subscribing, it's going to help grow the channel. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.